Hey, tell that y'all family at this time. May the peace of y'all come upon you, brothers and sisters. As we're about to do this video, this is a very important video at this time, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, and it's called Will Dawid or will this be his son, one of his sons sitting on the throne, brothers and sisters? And we're going to examine these things through the scriptures, brothers and sisters, at this time. It's very important because in the translations we see in some verses that it say Dawid's seed, and in other verses we see Dawid, the one they translate as David in the King James Version and other translations. But it's Dawid, brothers and sisters. The servant Dawid, is it going to be him or will it be his offspring, his seed? So we're going to examine these things and we're going to look at what Dawid said from his own mouth, brothers and sisters, and what was given to him from the prophet by Yah, the prophet Nathaniel, the one they call Nathan, in the translation. So we're going to examine these things because it's very important to know who. And so the confusion was removed from your mind, brothers and sisters. But first, we're going to have to examine from Ezekiel, because it's something very important, because before the Messiah appears and come and be on this earth, I shouldn't say it like that because people going to be thinking the Messiah is in heaven. So when the Messiah, the next sovereign, the king, to be appointed on earth, we need to know who it is, brothers and sisters. So we're going to examine some things that is very important, because right here in chapter 37 of Ezekiel, actually it would have been Hezekiah, but brothers and sisters, that wasn't the correct spelling. I was just showing you that in this translation. I'm reading from this translation called the Scriptures at this time, and they put back in some of the original names and spellings back in it so you can pronounce it the correct way. On some of the names of the Abaru people, that the modern term we say Hebrew. So right here in chapter 37 of Ezekiel, right here is very important. We're going to read verse 12, because it's talking about the bones, the dry bones, brothers and sisters. Keep that in mind. And it's in this time about a period of time when the people of Yah who are scattered all over the earth will begin to wake up and be called to unite once again, to come together again, to go home. So keep that in mind. So it shows you something. It shows you that, before I read it, because this go right in line to what King Dawid was saying, so you can understand the words of Dawid better. That's why I'm coming this way with it, so you can know, because we're dealing with what we call the resurrection, coming back to life again. Our people, when we got put out of land, was spiritually dead. Our God say He cast us out into outer darkness, yes, and into the grave of exile, which is spiritually death. And that's why many of our people don't have the knowledge of Yah, because they dead. They're physically walking, but spiritually dead. They don't have the knowledge of Yah. So this is what it's saying right here. So let's get into it. Verse 12. It said, therefore prophesy. He was telling to speak these words, and you shall say to them, thus saith Master Yah, see, O my people. See, so he's talking to a people that is physically alive, but spiritually dead. And that's what he said, O my people. I am opening your burial. See, a burial, everybody know what a burial site is, where you bury the dead at. sites. And I shall bring you up from your burial sites. Right there. See, repeat it for the second time. And shall bring you into the land of Israel. It's actually Yashael Yah, but nevertheless we go with Israel for now because it's right here. And so, and you shall know that I am Yah. See, when he said you should know, that's showing that you don't, certain things you don't know because you're spiritually dead. But when he called, he let you know, when I do these things for you, you're gonna know that it is Yah right here. When I open your burial site, see the third time, my people, and bring you up from your burial site. See the fourth time, dead. See the burial sites, the place where you was dead at, spiritually dead, and and physically dying. It's saying right here, and I shall put my spirit, see, Ruach, in you. And you shall live. You see that? Because if you put the Ruach in you, which is the spirit of knowledge in you, so you shall live. So if he said, so you shall live, that means you was dead. He said, and I shall settle you in your own land. See, when the purpose of this knowledge is getting back in and you live again, the next thing is to bring you back home and settle you in your land. That should be everybody's mind. If you're awakened and you say you're alive in Yah, your desire shall be to go home. See that? For the purpose of the Ruach, it's for only one reason. I shall put my spirit in you. See, if you have not the spirit of Yah, you will not have the desire to go home, and you is not alive. See, he said, and I shall put my Ruach, its spirit, in you, and you shall live. And I shall settle you in your own land. And you should know that I am Yah, have spoken. See, said these things. And I have done it. See, when all these things come to pass, declares Yah. So keep that in mind. And I want to show you that so we know it's a people that was dead in a burial site, but all y'all put his Ruach in you so you can live and go home, and then you would know that it's Yah doing it when all these things be carried out. But we got to carry them out. See right here. So right here, I want to show you something right here. It's in Wild Dawid. See, this showing right here. You go up, and show you up here a little close. It'll show you right here. It's a then bring them together for yourself into one stick, and they shall become one in your hand. See, he was talking about the nation of Yada and Yashael Yah come together and be one again. And when the children of your people speak to you and saying and want you to show us what you mean by these, say to them, thus said Master Yah, see, I am taking the stick of Yasef, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribe of Israel Yah, his companion. See, because Ephraim was the head over the northern tribe. That's what it's saying right there. And I shall give them unto him with the stick of Yada. See, the nation of Yada consists of Benjamin and and Levi, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand. And the sticks on which you write shall be in your hand before their eyes. See that? And speak to them, thus saith Master Yah. See, I am taking the children of Israel, now they're talking about the ancestor, from among the nations. You see that? He repeats it again, what I read to you in verse 12, 13, and 14. Wherever they have gone, and shall gather them from all around, and I shall bring them into their land. See how I repeat it again? The purpose for the Ruach and the gathering. See, the gathering takes place first. Then we all both nations unite to come back together and become one. See, that's what the sticks symbolize. Take these two sticks, put them together, which is the two sticks come together, which means the two nations come together that will divide into the southern and northern kingdom, come back to be one body again. Yes, but we got to physically come, and then you would know it's Yah. We got to do these things. Just like he told them to gather, get that stick. He said, then shall make them one nation. See right there? He said, and I shall make them one nation in the land. You see that? In the land, he said, he's going to make us one nation in the land on the mountain of Israel, Yah. And one sovereign shall be sovereign over them. You see that? And all of them no longer be two nations. See that? Showing we was two nations, but we will never be. Because remember, I read you the last video. The Abiyah said the nation that Ephraim governed right here, you know, the kingdom will never have the independence again. Be a separate nation. See? So when we come back together, we're going to become one nation, brothers and sisters. See, let me finish off right here. Say, and over them be one all. And let them no longer be two nations. See that? And let them no longer be divided into two reigns. See, have two reigns, two kings. See, it will never be two kings in our nation again, brothers and sisters. Two sovereigns, but only one. So you see, this is what you all got to know, family. It said, and they shall no longer defile themselves with their idols, nor with their disgusting matters. So right here, let me go down. It said, and while Dawid, my servant, is sovereign. See the word? It said, while Dawid, my servant, we're going to get into that, is sovereign over them. And they shall all have one shepherd and walk in right rulings. So I want to go down right here. So we got that right here. And down in verse 25 it reads, and my servant Dawid be their prince forever. So keep that in mind. So now we're going to go to the words of Dawid in 2 Samuel. I'm going to read first from this translation called the Living Bible. Right here. Paraphrase translation. So it's very important. 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 4 I'm going to begin on with. And then we're going to carry it all the way out and read all the words right here. Because it's very important. Because see, Nathaniel, they call him Nathan in the scriptures. But Nathaniel, they left out Yah in his name. Nathaniel, the prophet, told Dawid to build the temple. But then Abiyah appeared to Nathaniel and told him to do otherwise. So told him no, not Dawid, but let's go and get it right here. So we're going to get in here and carefully read the words of this 2 Samuel, because it's very important, brothers and sisters, so you're going to know how things going to line out from the mouth of Dawid, brother and sisters. Because right there we see Dawid is servant. in Ezekiel, and a couple of other verses, you'll see that as well. And then other verses, you'll see the seed of Dawid. So let's get into it. And with this, you should have the knowledge right here, brothers and sisters. It say, but that night, Yah, they got Lord, but that was added in their translation, said to Nathaniah, they got Nathan, but it's Nathaniah, tell my servant Dawid not to do it. See, because Dawid was going to build a temple based on the words of Nathaniah. Because Nathaniah saw how he was walking with Yah, so he thought it was all right. But I told him, appeared to Nathan, told him not to do it. For I have never lived in a temple. My home has been a tent ever since the time I brought Israel out of Egypt. And I have never once complained to Israel leaders, the shepherd of my people. Have I ever asked them, why haven't you built me a beautiful cedar temple? He said, now go and give this message to Dawid from Yah of heaven. I chose you to be the leader of my people, Israel Yah. Then we're going to say Yashael Yah. When you were a mere shepherd tending your sheep in the pasture land. He said, and I have been with you wherever you have gone and have destroyed your enemies. And I will make your name greater yet, so that you will be one of the most famous men in the world. These are the words of Yah told Nathaniel to tell the servant Dawid. He said, I have selected a homeland for my people, from which they will never have to move. It will be their own land where the heathen nations won't bother them as they did when the judges ruled my people. And there will be no more wars against you, and your descendants shall rule this land for generation to come. So keep that in mind. He told him right here, he told Nathan, Dawid's descendants shall rule this land for generations to come. So they're telling you his seed after Dawid gonna rule the land for generations to come. Let me keep reading. For when you die, see right here, so he said, for when you die, I will put one of your sons upon your throne. See, upon the throne, upon his seat. And I will make his kingdom strong. He is the one who shall build me a temple. So he's talking about Solomon right there. We all know that. So he said, and I will continue his kingdom. See, he's saying continue his kingdom after Solomon, the temple, the kingdom going to continue into eternity. See, That means forever. And I will be his father, and he shall be my son. See, he's talking about every seed of Dawid. That's what he referring to right there. Going to be his son. If he sins. See, so it's telling you, if one of the kings, one of the sons of Dawid sinned, that's what he's showing right there. I will use other nations to punish him. See, that's what took place. Even when the last king got put out, it was taken into Babylon, brothers and sisters. This statement read here proved that. He said, I will punish him, and which he did. But my love and kindness shall not leave him. See, talking about the seed of Dawid, as I took it from Shaul. See, even he talking about Dawid, his love and kindness should not leave Dawid and his seed. Like he did Shaul. See, like Shaul, he removed Shaul, and nobody, Shaul had nobody from his seed to ever reign on the throne after Shaul. Your predecessors, the one that came before Dawid, that's what he's showing already did. He said, your family shall rule my kingdom forever. See how he said your family? Showing, if he said your family, keep that in mind, it's in your family, he's showing it going to be the family of Dawid. Not Dawid himself, but his family shall rule my kingdom forever. It's right here. It says, so Nathan went back to Dawid and told him everything Yah had said. Then Dawid went into the temple, the tabernacle, and sat before Yah and prayed, O Yah Barah, why have you showered your blessings on such a insignificant person as I am? And now, in addition to everything else, you speak of giving me an eternal dynasty. You see that? Right there, brothers. So these are the mouths of Dawid in the prayers back to Yah. Such generosity is far beyond any man standard. Oh, Yah Barah. Let me stop right here for a minute. I'm looking at something from another translation. That was verse 19 I just read. I'm going to look at this from the translation for all the scriptures and show you how you got to quote it there. It say, and yet this was a small matter in your eyes, O Master Yah, and you have also spoken of your servant's house for a great while to come. And is this the teaching of man, O Master Yah? You see that right there? So he was saying, he spoke of the house, the seed of Dawid for times to come. That's what Dawid was saying right there. Even from the mouth of Dawid, he know now that he gonna have seeds reigning on the throne. See, the throne is still named after Dawid into all generations. So we got to always remember that after Dawid, the throne will call after the Dawid, but it's the seed of Dawid that would be on the throne. But the seed is always named after the first one, and we're gonna see that. So let me get my place. Give me a moment. I was reading 19 says, such generosity is far beyond any man's standard, O Yah Barah. 20. It said, what can I say? For you know what I am like. You are doing all these things just because you promised to, and because you want to. How great you are, O Yah Barah. We had never heard of any other that got God or idol image like you. And there is no other God. So they got that G, they play with the words G. So it said, what other nation in all the earth has received such blessings as Yasha'el Yah, your people? For you have rescued your chosen nation in order to bring honor. They got glory to your name. See, to bring honor to his name. And you have done great miracles to destroy Egypt and its gods, see, its idols. And you chose Yasha'el Yah, they got Israel, to be your people forever. And you became our Barah, our creator. And now, Yah Barah, do as you have promised concerning me and my family. You see that? Concerning me and his family. See, the seed after him. So, he accepted what Abiyah said, and may you be eternally honored when, make sure I got that right, when you have established Yasha'el Yah as your people and have established my dynasty before you. For you have revealed to me. See, Abiyah even made it known to Dawid what he was going to do. O Yah of heaven, O Barah of Yasha'el Yah, that I am the first of a dynasty which will rule your people forever. See, he said he is the first, but he is not the last. But the whole dynasty is named after Dawid. Remember that, family. So let me find my place. I lost my place. Give me a moment. I lost my place. Let me find my place. Okay. Right here. Forever. That is why I have been bold enough to pray this prayer of acceptance. See? It was a prayer of accept the words of Yah that came from the mouth of that thing Yah. For you are indeed Barah, and your words are truth. See? He received his word from that thing Yah, the prophet that came from Yah, and he accepted them as truth. And you have promised me the great things. So do as you have promised. Bless me and my family forever. May our, see, that dynasty continue. See how he included his sons with that? continue on and on before you, for you, Yahweh, have promised it. You see that, brothers and sisters? It's right there. Showing you the dynasty. See, let me go right here. Now I'm going to go to the same chapter and read a little bit scripture. In 2 Samuel 7, I'm going to start right here. I'm going to look at verse 25, chapter 7, verse 25 real quick. It said, and now, O Yah, Barah, they got Elohim, but that's false. The word which you have spoken concerning your servant and concerning his house, see, it's talking about his seed, established it forever and do as you have said. You see that, brothers? It's very important. I'm trying to find a little bit more information for you. It's very important, brothers and sisters, at this time that you get this. Let me go to 29. It said, and now be pleased to bless the house of your servant, to be before you forever. For you, O Master Yah, have spoken it, and with your blessing let the house of your servant be blessed forever. You see that, brothers and sisters? He talking about seeds. Let me go to verse 19. Let me go to 18, verse 18. It said, and sovereign Dawid went in and sat before Yah, and he said, who am I, O Master Yah? What is my house? See, tell me, see, what is my house that you have brought me this far? And yet, this was a small matter in your eyes, O Master Yah, and you have also spoken of your servant's house for a great while to come. You see that, brothers and sisters? He said, like, for a great while to come, and y'all said eternity. It will remain a seed of Dawid that sit on the throne forever. Yes, on the throne, and Dawid was the first. I read that to you. He was the first one of the dynasty of Dawid, brothers and sisters, to sit on the throne, but not the last. So always remember that, brothers. It's very important that you know. That's why when you see in the scriptures, and I'm gonna go there real quick before I end it off. And right here, it tells you that the next Messiah that is in line to sit on the throne. Remember, all y'all said, if one of the seeds of Dawid's seed, if when the seed of Dawid sinned, he will punish his seed, but not forever. That's why he removed the king. Yes. And the last king that sat on the throne of Dawid went into Egypt. I can't think of his name at the moment. But the last king that was removed went into Babylon as captive. And was removed because of the sins of the nation and of the king itself. So I removed them for punishment for a period of time. But now, the king, remember, our nation coming up from the grave of exile and will rise again. So that means the king will be risen. See, the seed again of Dawid will be risen up from the grave of exile. Yes, come up out and they send back to the throne. See, so you got to have that in your mind, brothers and sisters. It's very important to put it all together. I'm going to 23 at this moment, right here, and verse 6, right here. Let's just get this right here real quick, fam. It said, in his days, Yah shall be saved. You see that? Showing that it's going to be saved. In his days, and Israel dwells safely. And this is his name whereby he shall be called. They got Yah, our righteousness, but it's Yaziquah. Because remember, our and righteousness is English words. When you look up the word our and righteousness, you'll see it's Yaziquah. Siquah, which is Yaziquah. Yaziquah is the name of the next Messiah that will sit on the throne, brothers and sisters, of Yah. From the seed line of Dawid, brothers and sisters, will sit on the throne of Dawid. That's why, in the other books. So right here, when you look at this, and when you go to Ezekiel, I'm going to go there real quick. When you go to Ezekiel, I hope my video don't cut off. When you go to the prophet book Ezekiel, brothers and sisters, it's very important. Right here, I read to you about we coming up out of the burial site. Right here, in 12, right here, it said, "Oh, my people, I am opening your burial site." So that means we rising up. It should bring you up from your burial site. See, so we rising up from the burial site. It should bring you into the land of Israel. So keep that in mind. So we rising up out of the grave exile, a death. So that shows you also resurrection. See, if you're rising up from a burial site, that means you're rising up from the dead. That means you've been resurrected again. See, so right there, so keep that in mind. And which is, if we've been resurrected, that means the nation of Yah have been resurrected. Dawid seed being resurrected. Dawid being thrown is being resurrected. See, again, so keep all of that in mind. So it said, "And you sons of man, take a stick." It said, "And you son of man," it's talking to the prophet, "take a stick," and I read that, "and your stick for yourself, and write on it, for Yada and for the children of Israel." Y'all see, so we read that part, how the two gonna come back to be one. They put these six together. See, that's the illustration, showing how we coming back together, brothers and sisters. Which is, put them together, that means you putting something together, you unite and you putting the body back together. That's what it's showing, that's the illustration. And then bring them together for yourself. See right there. I'm skipping a lot of stuff for the sake of time. He said, "When the children of your people," I read that, when they asked the question, trying to figure out why you're doing these things. See, he said, "See, I am taking the sticks." I read that part. I'm skipping some. "And it shall give them unto him. Unto him." I'm going to skip that part right here. "And the sticks on which you write," I'm going to skip that part. "And speak to them. Thus saith Master Yah, see, I am taking the children of Yashael from among the nations." See, that was the whole illustration for. From the nations. That's why we got the rally. It's all Abiyah doing among the nations, wherever they have gone, and shall gather. See how I say he should gather them, which he gathered them. How he always gathered them? He sent out his servants to gather his flock, like he did Moshe. And Aaron went and told the leaders. The leaders went to Pharaoh, and then that's how everything got kicked off. It said, and tell them from all around, I shall bring them into their land. See, he said, "And I shall bring them." Let me go right and say, and shall gather them from all around, and I shall bring them into their land. "And I shall make them one nation in the land on the mountain of Israel, and one sovereign shall be sovereign over them." See, keep that in mind. See how that goes, bro? That's how it's going to be. That's when we're going to get our one sovereign over us. So keep that in mind. As the two nations come together, we reunite and we go back into the homeland and be one nation. So keep that in mind, bro. That's how it works. That's how it's going to work. That's the plan of Yah. I'm showing you. Rehearse these things over and over. And remember Dawid's words, and they shall no longer defile. I read that part. It said, and while, let me go right here, and shall cleanse them. See, so very important. Let me read this part right here. And I shall save them. See, who gonna save us? Y'all gonna save us. He said, and I shall save us them from all their dwelling places in which they have sinned. And I shall cleanse them. See, so we show you right here, that show you right there, the whole New Testament is false once again. Y'all gonna clean it. Show you no Messiah never cleansed us. Nobody never died or did anything for us. He said, I shall cleanse them, and they shall be my people. See, when we get all this stuff going as home, when we get home, we're going to be cleansed when we get home. Show you we are in a state of defilement. See, if you're in the grave of exile, how can you be, if you're in a burial site, how are you going to be clean? Buried at the place of the dead and stink and like that. You can't be clean in a burial site. It's impossible to be clean in a burial site. So keep that in mind. That's why he said, I should cleanse them. See, when we get home and come together. And then you got to know how y'all going to clean us. I did that in the video. Through his priest. First, the priest got to be cleaned by the messenger. That's in the Masiyah chapter 3. Then the priest got to present offering to Yah. The slaughter place got to be rebuilt. See? And offerings got to be made to make atonement, and then we all should be clean. Obviously, I should receive them. Ezekiel chapter 43, verse 18 and 27. It said, and I shall cleanse them. In verse 27, show you that that's the time, obviously, I shall receive them. That means you are clean. When the peace offering is made, he said, I shall cleanse them. And see, so obviously cleansing them. See, obviously cleansing us through his plan and through his way of cleansing. He tell the priest going to do this, do that, the priest do this, and the priest do that. And then everything we do for Yah is obviously doing it because we're not doing our own work. See, it's the knowledge of Yah. So it's Yah doing it. So when we obey Yah knowledge, it's Yah doing it. See, when we walk in our own ways or somebody else's ways, they doing it and we doing it. We follow somebody else. Obviously, I got nothing to do with that. I'm not doing nothing because they're not doing what I told them. That's how it works, brothers and sisters. He said, and I should be my, okay, I read that part. Let me get my place. I was down with the cleansing part. It said, I should cleanse them, and they shall be my people. And I will be their Barah. See, while Dawid, my servant, is sovereign over them. See, the seed of Dawid. If you go back and read what Dawid said, you'll know it's Dawid. When it says my servant Dawid, is talking about his seed. Brother and sister, that's how it goes. He said, wow, my Dawid will be dead. I know it's a time of resurrected of people. In the book of Daniel, I show you that it's going to be people that raised from the dead. Brother and sister, some to life and some to judgment to die. And that's what it say there, brother and sister. Will Dawid be raised? Yes, of course, you know he'll be raised and be raised to life. Will he send back on the throne as king? I can't say that right now, brother and sisters. But right here it say Dawid. But we read what Dawid said out of his own mouth, that his seed will reign. And then I showed them all as well. If they sin, I'm going to punish them. But when the punishment over, that means they're going to come right back into the throne. So right here in a couple of chapters, right here, you see it 2 times right here with Dawid's name on it in this one. And another chapter you see Dawid's name as well. It don't say his seed. But in the other books it say Dawid's seed. The only thing it could be like this, brothers and sisters. From the time that Dawid died, and all of those who reigned was a seed after him to the time it got cut off. To the time they got cut off in Babylon, and there wasn't nobody else to reign on Dawid's seed. And then it's now going to come a time was a resurrection. It's somewhere down the line that we gonna come right back and be the king again. What me lead people to say that is right here and right here when it say Dawid. Right here when it say Dawid, it don't say his seed. So that leave a question mark in people's mind. Is it Dawid? Because the other chapter you see Dawid's seed, and then when you heard out of David's own mouth, he didn't include himself back somewhere down the line that he gonna be come back after he died, and then it don't say nothing about him being resurrected and coming back as king. See, so you gotta take that into consideration. That's very important because it wasn't revealed to him right there that he was gonna come back and be king. Only thing he knew when the time he died, before he died, and we made an acceptance speech to Yah, he knew his seed was gonna reign on his throne after him, and he was the first one in line, brothers and sisters. So I can't add up to all y'all words. I'm just giving to you what the words of y'all say. Did the translators leave something out right here in Ezekiel, in the other verse, in the other book, prophet book, when it say Dawid? But when you go back and read Dawid acceptance speech to Yah, he didn't put himself as coming back on that king, back on the throne to reign. He knew it was a wonderful thing, and he never heard nothing like that before in his life. And how Abiyah said he was gonna bless his seed forever to reign on the throne. And I'm gonna leave you with that, brothers and sisters. I don't add to Abiyah's words. I just give it as it is. With that, I say Todah Yah.